Alright, here we go into my second cataclysmic firestorm of this hour. They do take a little bit longer, so I can generally only run about 3 per hour instead of the 4 tier 4s that I can run. Almost 4 tier 4s. 5, no, damn it. Okay, one sec. 4 to 5 tier 4 firestorms in an hour. There we go, thank you. Okay, so this is generally not my favorite room, and this requires a whole lot of manual piloting. I thought I had screwed up a little bit on a couple of it, but it turns out that the drugs that I use today, boosters that I use today rather, they're not really drugs anymore. They used to be when they were illegal in this game. Now they're not illegal in this game, and Concord does not hunt you down if you have them in high sec. So the boosters in this game, stop shooting myself, make it so that I have 20 kilometer range, where normally my Mystic is 18 kilometers. And I promise you that 2% makes a world of difference in this room. Because these guys hit you fairly well at about 10 kilometers, and you'll see that I'll definitely take a few hits this round. But they don't hit so well when you're further away than that. So if you're more than 10 kilometers away, you might be like, wow, that doesn't really seem like that hard to do, Loki. Like, what are you talking about? Trust me, you do this room a couple times in Nergals, you'll find out real quick. So right there, 15 kilometers, we want to start turning so that we don't get too far away. Because if we get too far away, then all 3 of my guys are going to lose the ramp, and our DPS is going to reset, and that's going to just be a pain. So as often as possible, you want to not lose that disintegrator beam, and you want to keep it up constantly so that they die just that little bit quicker. So you get shot at, and sometimes it's scary, but otherwise it's really not that bad of a room. We also had 2 medium deviants in here. I'm not sure if you noticed. At the start of this room, there were a bunch of remote rep frigates, and now they're all dead, and I didn't shoot a single one of them, because 2 towers are going to destroy those. There were also some of the medium, or short-range deviants. I don't think I was really in range of them most. No, I was pretty far away from them. So yeah, those really didn't have an effect, but the 2 mediums will definitely do it. So now, we're just finishing up the last 3. This guy is the weakest of my DPS, but he's also finishing up his first. Not because he did more, just because he started shooting his first, but that's alright. So, that guy's dead. The cache isn't too far away. Now, 2 are generally okay to tank a little bit. You have to watch it. You have to make sure that you have everything available, but if you're careful, you can tank 1 or 2 for a very short time. So sometimes it's worth it to make that turn to go grab the loot so that you can be on your way to the gate with a little bit of extra time. If you look, we actually have a fair bit of extra time. We did pretty good on that room. I don't think we dropped DPS at all. There were a couple times I was definitely concerned, but it ended up not happening because of the extra range from the boosters. This room, I very much dislike this room, except for one thing, and it was definitely its saving grace. Actually, 2 things. It's definitely its saving grace. The first is I hit a speed cloud. So that meant that as soon as I started moving, I could get my guys into position and we could start firing fairly early. The second thing is there is no deviant tower. So that means that my drones are going to get a fair bit of shooting in, and hopefully we can get those starvings down so that it's not really a big concern. It worked out fine this time. There was 1 blinding. Again, I very much dislike blinding. We're going to see that in here too. But again, it also worked out fine because I know exactly what those blinding do. So just, keep an eye on what happens here. You'll see me get neuted out a little bit because there's 3 starvings and they're still alive. But now they're starting to die. So 2 of them down, just this one last left. He's not neuting this guy. My other guys were fine on cap. We can start moving on some other things. So which one was that? Renewing, no? Yes, okay, there we go. The blinding we sent our drones onto, because I knew he was going to get out of range. He's already 30-some kilometers away. And we started shooting the renewing and the 2 tangling. Oh, no, we started shooting the 2 renewing and 1 of the tangling. Why did I do it that way? That's kind of weird to me. Anyway, whatever, I don't care. So, blinding's going down. He's super far away. He doesn't like to kick around and hang out and help his friends whatsoever. Like the tangling and the renewing sometimes do. But definitely the striking. The striking are really good team players. They'll stick around those renewing all day long. They know where their logi is. They're not staying away from them. So we sent the drones off to kill the blinding. We started working on the renewing and the tangling. My guys actually didn't spread out too far. I think they kept their remote reps on almost the whole time. There's a lot of times this room that they're super far away from each other. That's just not the case. And the problem is if they get too far away and one of them gets in trouble, there's not a lot of helping them if they're 50 kilometers away and your remote reps are good for 20. We did get through this one fairly easily. All that's left is a few little guys, and that's about it. So we're going to finish them off. We're going to head to the cache, grab the loot, and then we're going to get ready for the next room. This room had the potential to go real bad, but fortunately it did not, and it left us plenty of time for the last room. So, as you can see, we're just sending the guy off to go loot that, and then head back. I don't want to send my guys in too early, because if you get something like Devoted, you really want all of your guys there, or Kikis. Oh, Kikis. Because that's the other thing. If you hit a speed cloud right away, and your guys are separated, you're not getting those reps, and you will need all of those reps. So this one, you'll notice this one real quick. Not my favorite kind of thing. Again, look, like I had 3 okay-ish rooms. There were all-right things here, but there were definitely things I did not like about these rooms. The first one I didn't like that I just don't like those guys. They're annoying to keep in range. Second one, Leshaks are not my favorite in here. They start with a lot more armor. They remote rep, which means that they're going to take a lot longer to kill than they would in Hawks. Leshaks are my favorite room. This one, obviously Karen and a blue cloud. Now, the thing about Karen and a blue cloud, well, Karen still wasn't really hitting me all that much. I can't use my drones as much here because there is a tower. But I did manage to get into range of Karen reasonably quickly. The entanglers didn't bother me that much. They started going for my drones. And once I'm this close, a web's not going to make a difference anyway. 3 webs would, but of course we're focusing down the entanglers, so yeah, no, not really an issue. 1 entangler left. We're going to just finish him off, and then we can work on Karybdis. Now, at some point in time, in around here, I kind of realized that, you know, my drones were taking damage from that medium tower at the start, but we drifted away from that medium tower, and we ended up being 50-60 kilometers away. Which means out go my drones to start working on the not Karybdis things. I started focusing on the spearfishers first, because anything that webs or warp scrams, they tend to like to go for drones. Not always, but usually. Illuminators, obfuscators, and tracking disruptors, they almost never bother with drones. So if you take out, if you ever wonder what you want to shoot, it's like if you're not worried about tracking, disrupting, or those other things, yeah, no, absolutely throw your drones on the things that'll kill them first. And then that way you can just use your drones for the rest of the stuff. Karybdis is going down, still lots of things to kill, and that's not a bad thing because that means that we can start heading towards the cache and killing things on the way with drones out until we get too close to that medium tower again. I mean, we were pretty far away from it when Karybdis died, so we do have time to use our drones a little bit before we get there. I think, yeah, I lost a target there at one point, got to destroy that, and started shooting another target when he was in range. Drones are starting to take damage again. We can keep them out a little bit longer, though, because they're not anywhere near dead. They're just starting to take damage. And we're at that 40 kilometers from the tower at that point, so surprised they're not actually taking more damage right now. Huh. Anyway, not taking damage, so let's keep them out shooting things. 3 guys left, already got the loot. Excellent time on this one. I got a large plate. Large unstable plate, for anyone who isn't aware of it. And large unstable plates are worth a fair bit. So this ended up being a 475 million ISK run, 480 million ISK. You'll see that in the title and stuff, so have a good day.